The throne world burned in cold light. Admiral Thalrex Vornak stood at the edge of the grand chamber, his three primary eyes fixed on the towering holographic figure of the Emperor. Behind the throne, the infinite star fields of the core systems stretched out like a taunt. So many worlds already under Imperium control, and yet never enough. Admiral Vornak, the Emperor's voice rumbled through the chamber's amplified acoustics, low and iron-hard. Our resources continue to dwindle. The border wars drain us. The Council demands results, and now, he gestured, and a small blue-green planet appeared in the air. This anomaly presents itself. The image rotated lazily. Oceans, clouds, a thriving biosphere. Thalrex kept his expression neutral, though the tip of one secondary eye twitched. He knew the type. A Class 3 world. Primitive, resource-rich, isolated, easy meat for the Imperium's fleets. We intercepted deep space transmissions from this planet 30 rotations ago, the Emperor continued. Radio, electromagnetic pulses, data packets of unknown origin. At first we assumed rogue signals from one of our colonies, but these persist. They are primitive, my lord. Thalrex asked carefully, mandibles clicking once behind his teeth. Unknown. The transmissions contain mathematical patterns, music, and what appear to be interplanetary greetings. Yet the planet has no defense grid, no orbital platforms, and our cloaked scouts report no detection systems capable of identifying our presence. On the surface, Admiral, the Emperor's voice sharpened, this world is perfect for extraction. A gift, Thalrex thought, but the Emperor's tone carried weight. This wasn't a simple assignment. You will command the inevitable conquest, the Emperor said, leaning forward. Deploy your fleet, seize the planet, strip its resources for the Imperium. Do it quickly, do it cleanly. The Council watches. Thalrex lowered his head, ceremonial cape brushing the floor. It will be done, my Emperor. But the Emperor wasn't finished. There is one more matter. A smaller holographic image flickered to life, an ancient data scroll, crumbling with age, its glyphs etched in blood-red light. This anomaly matches entries from the Forbidden Archives, the Emperor said. Primitive bipedal organisms, tool users, known as humans. The word rang out like a challenge. Thalrex felt his primary eyes narrow. Humans. The campfire legends. Ghost stories told to hatchlings to keep them from wandering too far from the colony. With respect, my Emperor, Thalrex said, his voice firm, those texts are myth. Humans do not exist. They are fairy tales meant to frighten the uneducated. The Emperor's eyes glimmered. Perhaps. But should the stories hold even a grain of truth? He leaned closer. Do not underestimate this world, Admiral. Secure it before its inhabitants can resist. If you fail... He didn't finish the sentence. He didn't have to. Thalrex bowed low, mandibles clenched. He would not fail. The inevitable conquest drifted in the cold void. A dagger-shaped warship, nearly 6 kilometers long, flanked by 20 destroyers and a web of support craft. Its black hull absorbed starlight, designed to intimidate as much as to strike. Inside the command deck, activity swirled in controlled chaos. Officers in gleaming carapace armor worked their stations, issuing status report in clipped tones. Holographic displays flickered with fleet readiness markers. Admiral Thalrex stood at the central viewport, arms clasped behind his back, 3 primary eyes watching the blue-green planet on the display as if daring it to challenge him. His secondary eyes scanned a side projection, a feed from cloaked probes orbiting the planet's moon. Science Officer Liren Vedar approached, antennae twitching. Admiral, she began softly, I've completed the analysis of the intercepted transmissions. Thalrex didn't turn. And? They're complex, Liren admitted. Mathematical sequences, structured music, symbols arranged in repeating clusters, and images. She pulled up a projection, A flickering series of photographs appeared in the air, bipedal creatures with pale, hairless skin and expressive eyes. They wore fabric coverings, manipulated tools, smiled with teeth bared. They matched descriptions from the Forbidden Archives, Lyran said, her voice dropping. Humans, Admiral. Thalrex exhaled through his respiratory sacs in a sound that resembled steam venting. Humans, he said flatly. You mean the same humans who supposedly toppled empires and hunted star gods in their spare time? Lyran hesitated. The texts may have been exaggerated, but these transmissions are coincidence, Thalrex cut in, voice like a blade. Stories to frighten hatchlings. This world is a Class 3 backwater with no orbital defenses. We will take it in less than a rotation and move on. But Admiral, Lyran pressed, one of our deep scout teams disappeared after transmitting preliminary scans. No distress beacon, no wreckage, just gone. Thalrex finally turned, towering over her. Scouts vanish all the time on hostile worlds. Do you propose we abort the Emperor's orders because a few explorers failed to report in? Lyran's antennae drooped. No, Admiral. But if these beings are humans, they are not, Thalrex snapped. His mandibles clicked hard enough for nearby officers to flinch. And even if they were, they will not stand against the Imperium. Prepare the invasion protocols. At 600 ship time tomorrow, we begin. Commander Draxus Corvel found Thalrex alone later in the strategy chamber, staring at the tactical display. You don't believe the science, officer, Draxus said without preamble. His voice was rough, the voice of someone who'd survived 17 planetary campaigns. Thalrex's eyes flicked toward him. I believe in the Imperium's superiority, he said evenly. Draxus stepped closer, his scarred carapace catching the glow of the display. I've read the Forbidden Archives, so have you. If the word human is even half true, then we will crush them like we crushed the Varak Hives, the Elthari Coalition, and every other would-be insurgency in our path, Thalrex said, voice rising. We do not hesitate, Commander. Hesitation is death. Draxus studied him for a long moment, then inclined his head. As you say, Admiral. But the tension in the chamber was palpable. Half a galaxy away, General Cassandra Holt stared at the satellite feed in the darkened war room. Her jaw was tight, her knuckles white on the table's edge. The alien ships blotted out the stars. How long until they're in range, she asked. A tech glanced at the readouts, voice shaking. Hours, ma'am, maybe less. Holt straightened, forcing calm. Get me the Security Council and every nation-state commander. If we're going to survive this, we do it together. The room went silent at the word together. For the first time in decades, they would have to act as one planet. Back aboard the inevitable Conquest, the comms officer, Lilter Soraya Kin, stiffened at her station. Admiral, she said, antennae quivering, I'm picking up an unencrypted broadcast from the surface. Put it through, Thalrex ordered. The display flared to life, showing a human news anchor at a crude desk. His face was pale, his voice taut but controlled. Reports coming in from all major cities of unidentified aircraft entering our atmosphere. Military forces worldwide are on high alert. Citizens are advised to remain calm and follow emergency protocols. This is not a drill. Repeat, this is not a drill. Thalrex snorted. Pathetic, he muttered. They announce our arrival like a planetary festival. Lyran Vethar stepped forward, eyes fixed on the screen. Admiral, look at him. He's afraid, yes, but he's organized. They're already coordinating globally. Let them, Thalrex said coldly. By this time tomorrow, their coordination will be irrelevant. But even as he said it, his secondary eyes twitched, betraying the flicker of unease he couldn't quite suppress.